This is now the Patriots experience, has become the Patriots experience as a fan for the last several years. This team continues to embarrass themselves at home. They lose at home. Good teams win at home. Good teams have a home field advantage. This team sucks at home. That's the truth. It's been a bad few years at Gillette Stadium. Told you, the last exciting thing there, I think, was like Messi or a Taylor Swift concert. It hasn't been the football team. We welcome in David Andrews, who joins us for his first in-season appearance.
It's a good transition.
David, great to see you. How have the last few years been in Foxborough?
Well, yeah, hearing you say that, I'm like, son of a gun, because I was a part of a lot of that. But,
yeah.
Zoe, you had to call in sick today after watching that game
not
yesterday?
Really.
You're like the dad from Friday.
Ulcers.
You're like the dad from Friday Night Lights. You make me sick watching you play football.
He's the one with the nose thing on, right? The piece of tape? Because he broke his nose?
Yeah, Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough game. I suck at analyzing the game, too, because what I said on pregame went out the window very fast.
What did you say on pregame?
I was high on the team. I was excited for the team. Told Jim Murray I couldn't wait to hear how sad Felger and Maz were when they won. So now I'm going to have to eat that. That stinks. I thought they would come out, run the ball very efficiently. I thought that would be a strength of this team. And to me, that was the most disappointing part of the game. Watching it, I got up early this morning, watched it, and that was the most. I didn't think the pass protection let the team down. I thought the run game let the team down. And I had a lot of people asking, like, why do they go away from the run? Well, they go away from the run when you're only averaging 3 yards a carry. It's not an efficient play. 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, that doesn't put you in a very favorable position. And then obviously you get down in the game, and that's what happens. You go away from it as a play caller because you're sitting there and you're like, man, we're not doing this. And Josh is seeing the same thing, the pictures on the sideline of what I watched this morning, being like, we're not doing what we need to do in the run game. I can't just keep going to this well. Like, if they had been efficient in the run game, they would have gone well. You look at your one big explosive run was on that 3rd and 1 kind of gadget play to Henderson. That was the disappointing part to me as the offensive line, O-lineman in me watching the game. Like, the weather, the team, the situation, like, I thought the O-line would have a great day running the football.
It never happens in reverse when an offensive coordinator says the passing plays are inefficient plays, because they were inefficient in a lot of ways in the passing game yesterday as well.
Yeah.
But a play caller never does that, right? Isn't the the run's not working, we got to keep throwing, because the potential gains in the passing game are always bigger, right? You hit one big play and it flips your whole day.
It's the gamble. I mean,
right.
I thought Booty was the best player on the field offensively yesterday.
I would agree with that.
108 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's great production from him. And, you did see some of the Welch shared. I just thought there were some things we tried to do. Obviously, they have a good pass rush, and you try to afford more people to help with that pass rush. Now that limits who's out the route, so it's a double-edged sword. You want to get 5 people out in the route, well, now you could have a field day up front. So, it was tough. Me watching the game from an O-line perspective, offensive perspective, I wasn't that disappointed in the pass blocking, more disappointed in the run game. That was because I just thought that was going to be a strength of this team. As an O-lineman, it is 10 times easier to run block than it is to pass block. Saw a lot of good things in the run game in the preseason. I think looking at the left side in the run game, the 2 rookies, they looked like 2 rookies in some of the run plays, I thought, which I don't want to say is expected. It can't be expected for rookies. I hate that notion that, like, oh, he's a rookie, he's okay, he'll figure it out. Like, yeah, that is true, but, like, this is the NFL, and it can't be expected or okay for anyone to mess up, no matter if you're Tom Brady or a rookie. And, So hopefully they'll get that ironed out, and improve. That's what you're hoping on right now. So
The worst part is you never saw the line of scrimmage move.
I put that down in my notes.
Okay,
I said run game, not a lot of movement. And
when the backs are ping ponging on each other just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Like Gibson's a hard runner,
What I saw is you always say there's an old adage in O-line play: take care of the down guys. Sometimes that could be seen as a cop out for an O-lineman. Like, yeah, I took care of the down guy, but when you say that, you're hoping you drive that D lineman 6 yards down the field and dump him on a double team, and it's like. Then now he's in the linebacker's lap. You might have not blocked the linebacker. It's still going to be a really good play. But when you're not moving those guys, and maybe you're taking care of them, but you're not getting the linebacker, that's where you see the 2-3 yard runs. And then obviously there was some issues on some movement. Saw some of that where you didn't move the line of scrimmage. And Bill always would say, you guys just want to watch the end zone tape as an O lineman, which, you did. But go watch the sideline in the run game. You can't tell a lot about technique and other things like that, but you can tell who won the game from the sideline because you're resetting the line of scrimmage. So that was a big thing. Not a lot of movement up front.
Your thoughts on Drake Maye's day?
Yeah, I just didn't think he looked comfortable. Even when there was clean pockets, early in the game, he missed a lot of throws, I thought. And some of that was some drops, like the drop by Pop over the middle, he didn't look comfortable. And I don't know if that was him confident in what he wanted to do or if he was thinking too much or whatever. And there's a fine line of cutting it loose and going play and not making dumb mistakes. And you can't be scared to make those mistakes.
Nope.
I've never played quarterback, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But there's translations. Like if you're up there as an lineman, you're scared to mess up. You're not going to come off the ball. So translate that to the quarterback. If you're scared to throw an interception or make a mistake, it can inhibit what you're trying to do. And I hope he just cuts it loose. Cut it loose, man. Go out there and cut loose, play football, and let the chips. In saying that, you got to be smart. You can't just throw crazy passes all game. But, he didn't look comfortable. He didn't look comfortable in the pocket at times, and maybe some of his decision making. It just looked off to me.
Can you cut it loose in a Josh McDaniels offense?
I think so. I mean, you're not going to sit here and say Tom Brady didn't cut it loose.
But he was pretty structured, wasn't he?
Yeah, but you can still play free within the system. That's what I'm saying. It's not every play doesn't have to be backyard football, run around. I heard someone say that the other day, or coming in listening to Hardy and them this morning. Some guy called in and was like, I want to see his improv. You can't script improv. There's no play in football where it's like, hey, just drop back and run around and throw it. No team does that. Even with the Lamar Jacksons, Josh Allen's, those plays come up, and Drake has a lot of those skills to be able to do that kind of stuff. But those aren't scripted plays, and you can't live off those plays. But to say you can't cut it loose in Josh's offense, I think that's a wild statement. What I mean by cut it loose is be confident in what you're doing. Hit your back foot, know where you're going with the ball, throw the ball, read the defense, whatever it is. I just think that's. Now you're trying to put blame on something else, saying, "Oh, we can't cut it loose in this offense." You try cut it loose in Van Pelt's offense. It doesn't matter. It's playing within the system, being confident within the system. That's where I think you think about cutting it loose in my mind.
Can you maybe blend the system though? We talked. I remember in the summer about how you played to Cam Newton's strengths because you could run the football, and then Mac Jones's strengths or Tom's strengths. And Drake obviously is a lot more mobile than both Tom and Mac are as well. So, with this offense, can you do something like that where you're using sort of the athletic ability that Drake Maye has and blending that with some of the stuff that you're talking about as well?
Well, I mean, you want to see those rollout passes, right? Get them in space, all that stuff. That's great. But when you're not running the football efficiently, a rollout ain't worth, anything. Because the DN's not worried about anything. He's not worried about going to chase the run. So you do that with Max Crosby over there. And Drake, you want to probably roll to his right, fake the run to the left, roll to his right. He's a right-handed passer. But when Max Crosby's not too scared of the run,
You're just going to tee off, yeah.
like what are we talking about here? So everything works together in offensive football. And when you're not having success really in a lot of areas, like it's hard to get things going. It's hard. And I think, I'm biased. I think it starts in the run game. You're going to create your big plays through play action, being ahead of the downs, ahead of the sticks. That's where you're going to create your big plays. It's not, 1st and 10, chuck one up deep. So, it's hard to get guys open in the NFL. You get guys open by the play action. You look at some of the big plays the Raiders had, that was play action runs, and you create the levels between the linebackers and safeties and different things like that. So
But if they don't respect your run game,
if they don't respect the run game,
forget it.
Yeah, it's over. That goes back to the rollout, getting him out of the pocket sometimes, I think.